everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a design team project for Carolyn Musings on Etsy. She is also Carolyn Musings on Facebook and Facebook group One Way Journal. I have used a few of her kits to create this zipper cover journal. It's not a very big journal, and I'm going to show you exactly how I created the cover. I want to focus mostly on that, but tell you about the kits that I'm using for this particular journal. So I'm using her Peach Damask Kit and her Peach Blossom Journal Kit. I've also used her Vintage Shabby Peach covers, and that's what's here. And inside is where I've used the Peach Blossom and the Peach Damask Kit. I've also used a kit called Inspirational Quotes, all different kinds of quotes and scripture. And then I also used a few items from the Mary Magdalene, and that's a devotional kit. And then I also used the fussy cut crosses as well. So I used kind of a variety of things to put this together, and I'm going to go through, show you how to create the cover, and once I have that finished, I will also show you a flip through at the end. But real quickly, I do want to tell you that this is a hinged journal inside. I was inspired by Rosa on Carolyn Musings channel, and she does some videos for her. And I like the way she did it, but I did mine just a little bit different. And so I don't go into a whole lot about that, but I explain a little bit about that. What I'm going to do now is move over and show you how to do this cover with a zipper. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did the cover with a zipper. So the cover, you would need 2 pieces of chipboard, and it should be fairly thick, fairly heavy. And I cut mine so that the journal pages would fit, but not too large for them to stick out. So I cut it at 5.5 by 8 3/8, and you'll need 2 pieces of those. Now what I've already done is I've covered the inside. So I have just used some of the Peach Damask paper, and that's what I've put on the inside here. Now the journal is done like this, very similar to what Rosa has done before on Carolyn Musings channel. A little different, I did it. I made my accordion fold. It is 4 inches, and the first piece is 10 3/8. And then the last piece was kind of like about 4 inches. And the reason why I say that is I had to connect the 2 together in order to be able to do this all on all 12 pages that I chose. So I did like a accordion hinge, but the only difference is I opened it up, I laid my page on the back piece of the accordion and glued it down. So instead of making a slit and slipping it through, I didn't do it that way. I had never done this before, but it actually came out okay. It's not completely straight here, so I would think that Rosa's method is much better, but for this, I think it worked out okay. So when these are on here, then you have a perfect fit for the journal. But I want to show you how to do the zipper front. So here's my cut piece that I've covered. And then I've cut 2 pieces. I cut 1 piece of the Shabby Peach covers, and these are normally 6 by 9. I have cut it down just to have a tiny border around the whole perimeter here. But we aren't going to put this on here fully. This piece, however, we are. So this piece is going to go on here like this. And that will cover the whole entire outside front cover piece. So first thing I'm going to do is ink this up real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabrifix. is also a very strong glue. And then glue this down. Just a tiny, tiny border. Not much. And actually mostly at the top and the bottom, but the sides not so much. Okay, so let's just set this one aside. And now let's work on this. So what I had is a white zipper. It's a metal zipper, and those are the best, I think, anyway, for doing this type of project. And I love the little ring that it has on here, so it'll be great to put a charm if you decide to. This was white. I actually am surprised at the color it came out to because it's perfect. And all I used was Vintage Photo Distress Stain. I didn't use the oxide. And I just sprayed it on, made sure it was all covered, and let it dry, and this is the color I got. I was extremely happy with this. Either way, whether it had some of the Vintage Photo look on it, I would have been fine with it. Okay, so this ends up being on here, but we've got to do some things to this. So decide how you want your zipper. Do you want your zipper to go this way, or do you want it to go up and down? This time I want it to go this way. So what I'm going to do is just put a little pencil mark just kind of right here, because I want to tear right down this center. And I'm going to put a pencil mark just a little bit above where I want the tearing to stop. So just tear it down. So what happens now is I have also printed on the back of this. So the best thing to do to make this look extremely fun is to start rolling this over. You can use a pencil. You can just keep rolling it. You just kind of want to get an opening here. And you want to do this on both sides. Now whether we keep all this, I'm not sure yet. I'm just kind of winging it. Each time I do one of these, they come out a little different. But you're trying to make an opening here. That's the whole goal. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this rolled over or if I'm going to tear it. We'll see when we get the zipper on. So when you put this on the top here, now you have an opening here. So let's get our zipper. And we want to make sure that we have, I'm going to close this up a little bit. And we want to make sure that we have the zipper in the angle that we want to glue down. So it takes a little work, takes a little finagling. And just keep working it, pressing it down to where you get it. You want to make sure it lines up on your cardstock as well for your cover. So you see this side, I need to come over a little bit more. And I think I'm probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear some of this away and then ink it. But this is ultimately what you're trying to do. And I want to see, is there more that I want open here? So just keep working it until you get the opening to where you want it. The excess here. And do it bits at a time so that you don't go too far. And just keep tearing it away until you get it to where you want it. If this was thinner paper, you could leave it rolled. So if I put that there, let's put this over it, have our ring come out, like so. Then just adjust your zipper till you're happy with it. Okay, so now it looks like that. And the next thing I want to do is glue this to the zipper. So I'm just going to make sure it's lining up, use the Fabri-Tac, and just start doing a side at a time. So the best thing to do is just, again, take your time, add some glue to your zipper, and then keeping in mind where you want it and how you want it on your page and that it lines up, then just start pressing it down. Do one side at a time. I'm going to do the bottom part here next. Okay, so we're still lining up good. And then I'm just going to bring the zipper down a little bit so that it hangs about like that. Now I can do the other side. So I have this, and I was playing with it yesterday. I think what I want to do is kind of tuck it in about like that. And then I have this cross. Now this cross I have added some resin to around the edges and then also in the center of the flowers. And I really want this to be popped up. So I'm trying to decide where the best place is for that. And I'm just going to use a couple of buttons. I have these buttons, and I think just popping it up like that where it's kind of coming out. The only thing is I'm not sure about this back card. So let's try it without the back card. Maybe it would show up more if we didn't have that. And then we can position it maybe in a different spot. So we could do something like that. Or let's move it up and do something like that. I really think that stands out better, actually. I'm not sure what you guys think, but I think I like that better. And then what I also have is, this is from Mary Magdalene Devotional. So I had cut out this, and I also cut out this hummingbird. I also added resin to them. And I thought the coloring was perfect. So I'm thinking, maybe something like this. And I also was thinking of this hummingbird to be kind of in flight up here. And then I also have some flowers and a butterfly. And the flowers, I did like some dewdrops on them. I used the resin, and I did the same thing. So adding a little bit of the resin to them just to kind of look like it was early morning and it was dewdrops. And so I'm kind of thinking of just a little decoration down around here. Adding butterfly somewhere here, and then adding also this hummingbird. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. So we'll just start playing. I think I don't want anything else underneath. So I think the first thing we're going to do is glue this whole piece down, and then we'll do the decorating on top. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this all down. Okay, I got my hot glue gun because I think some of this is going to require some hot glue gun. So let's see here. Let's start figuring out how we want to set this up. So across here, I think more toward the top. And then I think I might use another button and pop up this hummingbird. Let's see, let me grab two. Something like that. And then, let's see, we've got this. So maybe we can tuck that right about there. And then we'll come in with some flowers. So let's see here. I kind of think we need something up there too, and maybe the butterfly. So that's looking pretty good. Other buttons that I want to add. So I've got some of these buttons. So I think I want to add one there. Try to decide how I want this cross. I'm thinking just like that. Okay, this is what we have. Now, let's see, is there anything else that we want to add? So let's just take our little journal and let's put this on the front, and that would be our little journal. This needs to definitely be the outside. So this will go together with my front and back cover and the journal. And these will get glued down here. So that's what I'm going to plan on doing there, but I also want to do something to cover up the spine. Okay, so what I want to do is go ahead and glue the front cover to this flap and the back cover to this flap. I'm going to use the Fabrifix on this as well. So that puts the journal together, and the pages all flow nicely. It'll lay flat too, which is kind of nice, except for the decoration that we have on here. Okay, so I have this lace, and I think I ordered this off of Amazon. And I thought I could tuck it in under here. Start on this side. I'm still going to use the Fabrifix. So now we have that. And then I'm just going to just loosely glue the back, because I'm going to be adding some things on the inside. So I want it to have a little bit of wiggle room. So we'll just kind of line it up. I think that'll work. So all I'm going to do is just add a strip of glue. I kind of see where my lace is going. I'm just going to add a strip of glue here and a strip of glue here and across. And then loosely bring that over, but make sure it's straight. So just like that. So that covers our spine, and we still have room. So I've left this open here because you've still got room for this to grow a little bit. And it's going to, because I'm going to go off camera and do some decorating, and then we'll do the final flip through. So let me just add some more glue back here and get this down. but I think I'm happy with it so far. So now what I'm going to do is decorate this off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll do a final flip through. Okay, it's all finished. So I have completed the decoration on the inside, so let's just go over the whole project. So here is the cover that we created out of using a zipper, and decorated the cover with some of these flowers that I added some resin drops to, and also this butterfly, this hummingbird, this rose here, and this cross, of which I added resin to all of those, just to give it a little bit of a shimmer. This is done with a 6-inch zipper, and I got these off of Amazon. I will link them below. I liked the fact that it had these little rings on them. So I added this Jesus fish ichthus charm on here. I also added these buttons here. We did some of that together. Most of the decoration we did together, and I did add these bows here and here. And then I also used eyelets and some curly ribbon that I get also from Etsy, and that's my closure. So on the spine is where I've added the lace, and I showed you how I did that. So afterwards I did some decorating inside. I didn't do a ton of decorating, but I added some pockets, added some tags to the pockets, and I added some organza ribbon on some and some gingham ribbon on some of the others. So you can see that. So here is where it is connected to the front of the cover, the way I did the hinges. And then this opens up flat, makes it nice to be able to write in. So there's lots of writing area here. And then where the page is secured to the actual hinge is on the back. So it's only glued onto half part of the hinge. So if that makes kind of sense. But I like the way the pages lay completely flat. So here I've added these little pockets. This one is an actual pocket. These were just flat, but I created them into pockets. I thought they would be fun to add these onto a page. So I just turned them sideways here, added some organza ribbon and eyelets also. Another one here. So these were fun. I love these in the kit, these little envelopes. They kind of look like an envelope, but more of a pocket. You could do them different ways. You could even actually probably add a hinge to them and make kind of a waterfall if you wanted to. Here's some writing space here. So you'll see all these hinges are glued down to one half of the page. So that's how I did it. Maybe I'll do a hinge journal soon and show how to do that. So here I added another one of these envelopes, as it's a pocket. And then I also added this as a belly band. And then this is a little folder with a pocket on the inside. I just thought it'd be good to tuck in there and then add these as extra decoration. I didn't want to cover up all the pages. I used most of the ephemera. And I also used some of the ephemera from Magdalene, Devotional Kit, and then a few from the Inspirational Quotes. And then stuff from my stash. Pocket here with a couple of cards. I cut this out with an X-Acto knife and a punch. So here I took this piece of ephemera, looks like this, and I've added just these pages for writing. And then I clipped it to the top of a page with one of these vintage looking bulldog clips. So you got writing space there. And then here I just did another belly band. Here's an envelope. Put a card on the inside. Tuck that in under here. It's got a beautiful butterfly on it. Here I didn't do anything, so you got a lot of journaling space. Here is all journaling space. I just added this tag right here, added it with a paper clip, and added some organza ribbon to the outside of that. Here we have more writing space. And then here I took some more of these little envelopes, created them into pockets, and took some of the scripture cards from the Inspirational Quotes Kit. So here, God determined the exact time of my birth and where I would live. That's Acts 17:26. I am fearfully and wonderfully made, Psalm 139:14. So I thought it'd be fun to add these in here. He knew me even before I was conceived, Jeremiah 1:4-5. And I was not a mistake, for all my days are written in his book, Psalm 139:15-16. And then there's also this long stamp, beautiful flowers on it, so I tucked that in there as well. And then up here I added these scriptures. The very hairs on my head are numbered, Matthew 10:29-31. God knows everything about me, Psalm 139:1. And God knows when I sit down and when I rise up, Psalm 139:2. So these are awesome to have into a journal. This I left alone. Here I added a triple pocket, and I just added a vintage looking eyelet on this one. The other two I did not add anything onto, but they're gorgeous. So just tuck these in along with this stamp here. Everything in the kit is really beautiful. And the Damask and the Peach Blossom journal kit go very well together. Here I left this alone. I love this. And then here I left it open. I think it's beautiful backing paper, and I just added this on here, this tag, with another vintage paper clip with a ribbon on it. And this I left open. Here I made another one of these little notepads and stapled it on and added it with another one of these bulldog clips. I just love all the beautiful colors in this kit. Here I left this all open. This is a really good spot for doing some journaling. And I just tucked in a couple of items with a bulldog clip onto the side here. This is a little folder, and I just tucked this postcard inside. So that was peeking out. Added a ribbon to this bulldog clip as well. And then here, I didn't do anything. Everything is beautiful here. I love the butterflies. More journaling space. And then I added a little pocket and added these little stamps that come into the kit. So all kinds of little peaches here. So just tuck those in. Added a doily behind here as well. And now we're at the back of the journal. So you can see here, I made these. They're an inch wide. They are 1/2 inch score lines, and then they're about 4 inches long. And so I just glue it to the back of each page. So that helps them to lay flat. Once you get the pages all together, then you can go on the inside here before you actually put it together and glue all of those together. And then that makes it secure, because if not, it kind of will grow like this, like an accordion. So here is the back. I added that paper, then this lace that comes over that covers up this spine, and then the curly ribbon and the eyelet. And I usually don't like doing a double tie like this because it gets kind of hard to make the ties. If I would have thought about it, I would have put the curly ribbon underneath somehow, somewhere across here, probably underneath this paper here that's the backing that goes on top of the piece that is the cover before we actually put the zipper piece on. So that would have been an option. That's something to think about if you want to do that. you could still do the eyelets, but then you could pass it in and come around, and then that way you don't have 4 pieces to tie into a bow. Okay, so that is the zipper cover Peach Blossom journal. And I hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you give it a try. Love to see what you do. And post whatever you do using Carolyns kits out on the Facebook group, One Way Journals. We would all love to see what you create with these beautiful kits. So hopefully this will inspire you into a new project. And I'll try to remember to link the zippers below and anything else I can think of. The resin, if you haven't tried that, I've showed that previously, but I will also link that below. And I believe I got these charms on Amazon as well. The buttons were just random buttons, so whatever you have in your stash, then you could use. I believe these bows also came from Amazon. If you're interested in those, I can add those as well. Okay, you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you all, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye.